Inclusive teaching, supporting all students in the college classroom. Value the assets students bring into the classroom.
Some of the ways I encourage students to personalize subject matter in a way that's productive to their learning, it starts from understanding what some of the issues and topics are that are important to them, and then really helping to figure out how the content in the course can help them develop a stronger sense of understanding of those issues. And so using examples from their lived experiences, I find, is a really helpful way to start doing some of that engagement, and then really pushing them, because in my experience, students can be really comfortable in the lived experience moment and sometimes forget how that's connected to the concepts or the content that we're trying to get them to master, and helping to bridge those two in a real intentional way is how I see my role. And so when we do that, we really push the limits of their learning in ways that are powerful. Some other things that I think about are helpful, using current issues, particularly in the types of courses I teach, related to education and power, privilege, and oppression. There's plenty of material that we can draw from on a day-to-day basis. Helping students use the tools that are in the class to make sense of that is a good way to help them sort of draw on their own lived experiences in that context. A couple other things I do, again, because I'm teaching in education, I ask students to do sort of personal autobiographies of their lived experiences in schooling or school settings. They can choose whether it's kindergarten to high school, or whether it's post-secondary education, having them use their experiences as content and then engaging them in an analysis of that experience helps them really have tangible ways to apply the material that we're trying to get them to process. One of the sort of rules or strategies I take prior to asking students to use their lived experiences to make sense of the content is giving them sort of group norms or ground rules, the rules of engagement, how we're going to respect each other in the learning process, how we're not going to exploit or engage in behaviors that exploit students in ways that don't value the relationship and commitment to a community of learners. So I'm very big on that. We spend a lot of time in the first couple of classes coming to some kind of common understanding about what the norms for learning will be, what type of community we're striving to develop. And the courses, the types of courses I teach, that's really important. It also creates a bridge for students to say, when they experience a sort of oppressive way of being asked to reflect on their lived experiences, they can name it. They can provide an alternative way for engaging because we've talked about it. We have some common language that helps us name these experiences when they occur. So some of the benefits of creating a classroom that leverages a power sharing model is having students really embrace the notion that they are creators of knowledge, and that in collaboration we can co-construct knowledge in ways that any one of us individually might not be able to. So really valuing the co-construction of knowledge is important. Again, really thinking about instructional activities that give students the opportunity to experience that and to see the benefit of it. So when we do that, our classrooms become more dynamic, more engaged, more creative, and really facilitates the centering of the student in the learning environment.